and so I don't take a level of estrogen that interferes with other functions that would be important to me and my relationship. And so, you know, hormones are amazing, and you should be on whatever level makes you healthy. You know, if you choose to get surgeries or not, that's not a level of how trans you are. There's not a measurement. Trans is here. Here's all the surgeries. Here's some of the surgeries. Here's this. Here's cross. It's not like that. You know, you're transgender if you benefit for presenting as the other gender. That's it. It's not about how much time. Maybe all you need is just some time alone, a couple times a year, just to look in the mirror and go, I knew it. I knew you were in there that whole time. I knew it. And there you are. You're amazing. I forgot those are perfect lips. And I'm going to be back as soon as I can. Right? You just need those moments just to kind of hold it together so you don't forget what you're capable of, even though you haven't had the opportunity to put those experiences together. So it's not about how often you dress. It's about the quality of time, that you spend and what you're willing to do to be whole and healthy.
Somebody said that's like asking somebody if they've had their kidney removed. like you don't need to know that information. Gender surgery doesn't determine gender is what I meant to say. Surgery doesn't determine gender.
Yeah, the reality is there are some people who, it's a whole spectrum. There's, manly men, and there's kind of girly men, and there's, girly girls, and there's pretty tough girls,
Yes,
And so there's this whole spectrum of where you want to fit in, or where you feel like, hey, this is my social gender. This is where I'm comfortable operating at for a sustained period of time. This is the social gender that makes me feel the most honest and the most healthy. And you could be anywhere on that. And if you're a born male and you're all the way over here, well, there's gonna be parts of your body that are disgusting to you, and you're not gonna want them because every time you use the bathroom, it just reminds you how broken and how terrible and what a mistake and all of these things. And they need to make those body changes so that they can make the mental changes, that they need to feel the way they need to feel. But there's a lot of us, probably most of us, who are not going to go all the way there because we don't need to go all the way there to be whole. We're comfortable with less, and we just don't feel like we have to go to any point in order to achieve some kind of a transgender status. It's not a status; it's an ability.
Somebody said you are such an amazing role model.
Wow.
Amanda says that she uses her cup every morning, so I wanted to let you all know that you can have one too if you want one. Okay? In the bio. Get some merch.
I did order 4 of these cups. And I gave 2 of them away in our contest, and I'm so happy that you guys are using them. But there is some mugs and different things that you could buy in the merch store.
Hi from Denver.
I want a cup. They're amazing, right? They're like, how cute is this? Look, Allyssa at home.
Someone said is therapy necessary, but I don't for what?
Well, I think that therapy can be very healthy for everybody. I think that every marriage, regardless of how happy you believe you are, I believe every marriage should go to a marriage counselor once or twice a year and just get tuned up. That's all. But therapy, I think, is very, very healthy. It's just nice to be able to get all your thoughts out and be accountable for your thinking, without having to go through experiences that you're, maybe considering. Hey, the mugs that are in the merch store, they are just a little bit different than this because it's a different company. So they're slightly different, but they're very, very, very similar and cute either way.
Someone said, "Hey, what's that portrait?"
The portrait on the back wall is of an Asian girl who, for whatever reason, has had to pick up a sword and fight. And she's bloody and she's been in battle, but she's not whipped. She's resting. That portrait is called Purgatory. That's what the artist labeled it, Purgatory. And I bought it because it just reminded me that when I'm going through hell and I'm having to go beyond what was maybe expected of me, that I go through like that I'm as graceful, and you can, you can make me bleed, but you can't make me quit. And that's the kind of feeling or energy that I get from that, and that's why I leave it on the wall in here.
Somebody says, how much do you smoke? I think when you were saying self-medicate, are you talking about giving yourself your own hormones?
Yeah. That just means that I'm sorry. Thank you for clarifying that. So when I say self-medicate, what I mean is that I adjust my own hormones based on how I'm feeling and how my body's metabolizing those. I can tell very quickly if I'm, off one way or the other, very, very quickly. So, I want to maintain a certain balance where I can still have the mental clarity and stability without, interfering with some of the physical functions that are very important to me.
Someone said they love your earrings.
They do. Thank you, Andrew. You got me these earrings. I love these things
Matches your shirt.
Yeah, see, no necklace. So if you don't have if you're not gonna wear a necklace, you can have, amazing earrings. But you don't want to have like amazing earrings and then like a really big necklace. It's too much of a good thing. So I have no necklace today. So super gorge earrings.
So daughter, best friend. That's it.
That's it.
Esthetician school tips. Well,
I think take it all in. Like, take in as much knowledge, because aesthetic school goes by so fast. Make great friends, be kind, and really try and find what you really love, but don't be opposed to anything. I wanted to go more into medical aesthetics where you're doing microneedling, laser, things like that. And I figured out that my forte is feel-good facials and really
the fluffy stuff.
The fluffy stuff, but still, getting results. And so just take it all in. Love what you're doing.
Full send.
Yeah, really just be so open-minded.
Brain sponge.
Yeah.
What is the service or treatment that you prefer least to provide to somebody?
Leg wax.
Leg wax?
Yeah.
Really? Is that the hard one?
Go on. It's just a lot of leg to wax. Like, it's a full big body part to wax versus a Brazilian is a smaller area, so are the brows, even underarms. Like,
I hate full arms.
Arms
because they try to help you and move their arms, and I'm like, hold still.
It's hard. The limbs are the hardest.
Yeah, I really don't like Brazilians.
And I love them.
So, and so does our other best friend.
Yeah.
So, you just have to find what works best for you. Yes. Yeah. There are so many options.
Yeah. And sometimes you're going to have to do a service you don't love. Find a good thing in it. Find a good thing in the service you have to do. Like, I still have to do leg waxes, arm waxes very rarely. Yeah. But I still have to do it. So I find something to love about it, whether it be the person, whether it be, their leg doesn't have a lot of hair or something. I don't know. But just find something you love in each service, even if you don't want to do it often.
Find the positive.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, what is the best makeup base for somebody over the age of 50?
Well, I would be that person over the age of 50. And for me...
But you would not know. You would not know.
But I would not know.
That you're over 50.
We wouldn't know.
No.
Okay, but somebody who is 50...
You might.
But for somebody who is 50, I have found this to work really well for me. This is CoverGirl's Clean, and it smells like Noxema or, what's that, Caladril, Calamine, whatever that you put on bites and things. It's kind of got that smell, but it does smell very clean. It feels kind of fresh. Here, smell that. Tell me that doesn't smell fresh.
Oh, okay.
I think kind of.
I was confused, but
kind of.
it sounded
You know what I'm talking about?
Noxema,
Yeah,
but
like
I didn't
that.
know what that was, but I know now.
So I like to put on very thin. If you got older, kind of thinner, wrinkly skin that kind of wrinkles easily, I think the thinner coverage is the better. The less product that's just caked on there and hanging off your skin mass, right? And if you got neck meat like mine, that's a lot of whatever. So I like to get a beauty blender sponge and get it wet because it seems to go on a little thinner. So the thinner I get it, the better that it turns out, for me. And I've got that old, thin, wrinkly skin. I'm like 6 wrinkles from being a Shar-Pei.
Shar-Pei is beautiful.
Shar-Pei is beautiful.
From High School Musical.
Let's see.
I like your makeup.
Thank you.
Has your relationship with your daughter changed? No. I mean, like, maybe grew stronger.
Yeah, I think it did. I think it's grown stronger for sure. Right?
I don't
Now we
know.
have more things in common, and absolutely no, I think it did for sure. Has gotten stronger. It's a function of how strong your daughter is, really.
You get to navigate.
She's the secret.
Love you guys. Somebody asked how long you and I have been best friends.
Oh, not that.
Like,
we met almost 2 years ago.
but we've only been like
Really tight for probably about
like a year.
Probably
Yeah.
about a year. But she's stuck with me forever. So
Like glue.
like glue.
Do you plan to grow your hair out?
Probably not, because I love wigs. I love the different colors, the different styles and lengths, and it's really easy with super short hair. Because I've worked for the last 20 years in a full suit and cufflinks and the whole deal. I've always kept my hair extremely tight, and so it just works out. That's a good look for Kevin. I've worked like crazy for that. So no, I would love to have my own hair. If I had hair, like if this was my hair, get out of here with that. That would be amazing. But it would be tough to bounce, back and be a dad when I got to be a dad still. And I mean, gosh, it's been 2 months and I got a lot of dad stuff to do still.
Somebody asked if we've ever done each other's makeup. I have not done her makeup, but she's done mine, and I'm knocking things over. But there's a video, and
Was it one of the ones we just put out?
It's like a slideshow of pictures, and there's a picture of both of us, and my makeup looks like
glam.
Very glam, and the selfie is done with Kevin. So that's the picture you want to look out for. I did not do that makeup.
My hair is kind of like all crazy and whatnot. But no, that's true. Yeah, I did your makeup that day. There's like a little photo shoot and the whole deal.
Are you a Nicki fan? Like Minaj?
Nicki Minaj? Yeah, I think that's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like some of Nicki's songs, yes.
How long did it take you to get your makeup perfected like this?
And
what is your favorite perfume?
Well, you know what? Sam, you bought me this perfume, and it has been my absolute fave. This is Versace.
Ooh.
This is a little Versace, and it smells like heaven.
Cute.
It smells like heaven. It's like,
I want to smell it.
see, get out of here with that. That's so delicious.
Or is it just
Bright crystal.
Bright crystal, Versace. But go ahead,
That's good.
do a little spritz there.
Okay. Ooh.
You'd be loving.
That's like
What's up?
that's fresh, but
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. I did good.
You did do good. I love that. Be smell. See, I keep
Yeah.
I keep this close, so people say like, "Go smell yourself." I go, "Ooh, that's a wonderful idea."
That is a
Ooh.
very wonderful idea.
that mixes well with the skin.
See, that's
It
what I'm
does
saying.
smell nice. What?
Yeah, so many people don't have support from their family, and I'm very blessed to have the support. And that's why kind of we're doing this, just to show you, what you don't have to lose everything to be everything you need to be. You just don't have to. You just have to be real, and you have to be honest, and you have to be flexible. That's all.
Someone says we were saying the perfume smells like heaven, like angels in heaven, not Kevin, like my dad's name.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I said it smells like came from heaven, like a butterfly came over and the wings literally smelled like.
Yeah. I'm
That's
sorry.
so fresh and delightful.
Sorry.
That's so funny.
Do you plan on making the transition permanent?
It's not really a time that I could even answer that question. Gosh, I've only been out to my children for a couple of years. I've only been dressing regularly for a couple of months, and I've worked away from home for the last 7 years. So I've got a little catching up to do first. I don't know, going all of the way and transitioning full time.
It's too fast.
Yeah, I don't know that that's what is going to be good for me or my family. I'm gonna go organically. I'm gonna go as far as is healthy for me, and I'm gonna stop before it's not.
How do you get to make your makeup to look so natural and not cake?
Well, here's the ticket: lighting. It's all of these
Put moisturizer on
six lights
first.
around. I don't know actually, but I tell you what, this glow kit. You see how it has this right? Ooh, like makes me look skinny, which is false advertising, totally. But the glow kit right here, this little beauty right here.
It might be inverted.
Wow, that's this shyness right here. So that the foundation I use is CoverGirl. This is CoverGirl Clean. This is the foundation. The eyeshadow, some of the eyeshadows I like are out of this matte palette from Ulta. I really like this palette right here. That's the pigments in this are on point. In fact, this is the darkest pigment right here. This is great. This was 100 times better than the Clinique dark pigment for around the eyes and for those goth looks or those darker looks. This is so much better than the Clinique, but the Clinique ended up being kind of a darker gray, which I ended up using for other things. It worked out really well as well. But as far as contouring goes, I use this Anastasia contouring palette, which is really, really good. And then on the highlighter I just showed you, the glow kit.
Do you use a primer, Allyssa, under your foundation?
I do not use a primer. I do sometimes do the setting spray beforehand. This is a setting spray. It's Too Faced. And so I'll give myself a little spritz sometimes before, sometimes after. I wipe my face with a rose water and aloe.
Would you buy Jeffree Star's makeup?
I mean,
we have some Jeffree Star straws. This is a Jeffree Star straw. My mother ordered it. She may have some
makeup or something.
Jeffree Star makeup. But sharing makeup really is not great for the skin.
Like stain brushes.
So,
which we don't use the same brushes or makeup.
If you can stand it, don't do it.
But to answer your question, would I buy Jeffree Star? I haven't met makeup. I wouldn't buy it yet. Apparently, I've got tons of stuff. Yeah. Apparently, if it's available, and I even think it might be usable, I'm gonna take a crack at it.
I'm trying to look for that comment. I haven't. What are your pronouns?
How about this one? Was it like having a dad that acts like a girl?
I don't know. Nothing really changed. Still the same person I go to when I'm mad at somebody. Still the same person I go to when I don't know what the frick I'm doing or go where I'm going or literally anything I need help with. Just cuter.
Do you think of me as less of a father?
No.
No?
Because I still would go to you for all the same things I would go to for a father.
Does my whatever advice, counsel, my comfort, whatever, does it change as Allyssa versus Kevin?
No. Because your personality is still the same. You're just wearing makeup now. And you're happier. And your smile is more genuine. That's really all that I noticed really that changed. So.
Yeah, Sam's been amazing. I use primer with sunscreen. That's good.
With sunscreen.
And
Yes.
having good skincare makes your makeup look amazing. So
yes, it does.
Thank you.
Someone
for
said,
being
"Where's
here.
Mom?" She's at a concert without us. Okay.
Yep. Andrea took our daughter up north to a Billie Eilish concert tonight. So right now they're getting their Billie Eilish on, and I'm getting my eyelashes on. So it's similar but different, kind of.
I don't know. Someone said you can tell she's not comfortable. I don't know who you're talking to because there's 3 she's in here, but I'm freezing.
oh my god,
I'm like shaking. And some of you are being rude. And so, oh, that's why it looks like I'm not comfortable, probably because I'm not comfortable because you guys are making me uncomfortable. So if you'd stop it, I'd be able to fix my posture and my back would probably stop hurting. Thanks.
Oh my goodness.
We're all comfortable here.
Did you lose any friends or family members when you came out?
No. I didn't lose any friends and family. I lost some haters and hip. You know, it's been a blessing that I haven't had to give that energy and that explanation to people who didn't value it anyway. So, no, everybody that still be my life is still.
What is the biggest struggle for clothes?
Okay. Here's the thing. What's up with the shoes?
Thank you.
Like for real. So like it's like shoes are nature's way of sifting who really wants to present as a female and who doesn't. Like shoes are that sifting or that sorting mechanism. I don't own a pair of Kevin's shoes that I couldn't go find a cord of wood, cut it, and haul it back and load it. I don't have one pair of shoes of Kevin's. I couldn't do that. I don't have one pair of girl shoes that I would even be comfortable running around looking for wood to cut, for crying out loud. The shoes are ridiculous. Right. That doesn't make sense, but they're so cute, and I keep buying them. But what is up? Can't they be functional and comfortable too?
Mm-hmm. Right, and the pockets.
And the pocket.
And the pockets. What's up with you have to have a purse because there's no pockets in anything.
I know.
100%.
They're an inch big.
There are. You know what? Some people don't know how to spell, and also I don't know how to read. So, when did you tell them? I was 18.
And you're 22 now.
And I'm 22 now. You guys can do the math. I'm not good at that.
So I saw somebody made a comment about trans women tricking dudes. Like tricking them for what?
That's the point. You're not supposed to know.
No, you're tricking them for what? That doesn't even. I don't know what you'd be tricking them for. Because you didn't know that was, a trans girl that just went to that restroom and went on her way. You didn't know the difference. Do you consider yourself tricked? Like, are you offended that you didn't know that person needed to use the restroom and you had no idea that you could, harass them going in or out? Like, tricking you for what? Do you plan on, like, making love to that person? Like, what did you have planned? It's not about tricking anybody. When I wake up in the morning and get dressed and put on my makeup, I'm not wondering how many people I'm going to trick. That doesn't make sense. I'm wondering how many people I'm going to meet. I wonder what amazing things are going to happen. And who knows that I'm trans or not is not important. That's the bottom line. So, it's not about trans girls out there tricking dudes. Tricking them for what? I don't understand where the trickery is in that. Don't get offended if you don't know that somebody's trans or not. It's not for you to decide how trans they are. It's for you to get the door if you're in a position to get the door. That's all.
So we might need to do a video about your opinion on transports because we've answered this question so many times and it's just starting to get old and annoying.
Well, that's true, but I appreciate you being here and asking that because that is the question that's really getting a lot of people up in arms, And so I understand why it's emotional. It's emotional because everybody who has a daughter wants that daughter to go compete in sports on a level playing field so they can prove to themselves what they're capable of and how good of athletes and how good of winners and how good of losers. And it's hard to learn some of those things if you never felt like it was a fair playing field to start with. So, my view on transgender girls in sports is that they should not be competing in competitive athletics with cisgender girls because they did not experience, or unless they experience the same puberty. But if you've gone through a male puberty, even if you're on hormones, I've been on hormones for 6 years and my body is still substantially stronger than a lot of cisgender women. So it would not make sense at all to let, in my opinion, transgender girls go and compete with cisgender girls who are playing with a different set of bones. That doesn't make sense. That's not about identity. That's about ability. That's about physical ability. So I don't want gender identity and the social role that I want to play, interfere with other people that just want to, compete on the field all the time. That doesn't do anything except for that one person who's competing. So if you really want to know what kind of an athlete you are, go find somebody that's built out of the same material as you and break yourself up against them. That will tell you what kind of a athlete you are. So I do not believe that transgender girls should be competing with cisgender girls in competitive athletics.
You don't have to apologize for asking the question. There's not a stupid question. It just would be easier for us to respond with, go watch this video, and then have time to answer more questions.
But I will make a video, and I know that's important. So thank you for asking the question, and I hope that gave you at least my perspective on it. That's not necessarily the right perspective, but it's my perspective. I want to protect everybody, including the transgender people, and we don't protect anybody by making everybody suspicious of us. That doesn't make sense.
Did hormones mess or alter your emotional wellness?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Hormones are all about the emotions, And before I got on hormones, I decided before I went on hormones, I said, you know what, I'm going to just really get a lot of testosterone. Maybe if I just really juiced up hard, maybe this desire, these ambitions to be, beautiful, and maybe they'll go down or they'll go away. And so I just really got these pellets in my butt, which were a terrible idea. Expensive and painful. Oh, it was crazy. It's like someone put a boiled egg in the cheek of my butt. They put these pellets, and it's terrible.
Is that what I drove you home from in Vegas?
Oh,
okay.
No.
What was that?
So the bottom line is, the testosterone, it made me literally the Hulk. Like I couldn't even reason. I was just angry. I was the internal conflict. It's like my body was turning on itself in every emotional realm. And I couldn't, I just wanted to pull everybody over and beat them with a tire iron. It was such a bad place for me to be mentally. And within, probably 48 hours of getting on patches, my whole world changed. My glasses changed. It's like someone just gave you, you've seen those new glasses that you give somebody who's colorblind and they put them on, they can see color, right? It's like I put these glasses on and I looked around and said, you got to be kidding me with this. This color, the vibrance, the texture, smell, all of this stuff. So if you said, Kevin, you couldn't take hormones, I mean, I would start like crying, like, no, don't take my color glasses. These are the glasses that allow me to see, the colors that I need to see in my life. So, hormones, there's no substitute for hormones.
Any of your family members of the community, the LGBTQ community?
Are we getting socks?
Socks?
Somebody gave us socks. Thank you for socks, if those are socks.
I don't know what those are. I have to leave.
Hey, what was the question? Is any of my family?
In like 5 minutes. But yes, somebody asked if any of your family is part of this community.
No.
No. My fiance does have a family member on his side of the family that is part of the community, and that's part of the reason why he was so supportive when I told him when she came out to me. So that was awesome.
I wish I could scroll back there. There's a question. Do you think gender something?
Um,
I don't know. Do you think gender something?
Oh, sounds right. Ooh.
I don't know. I think we already.
Be past it.
I might have. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um.
How do you choose your name? There's actually a video up there on my page that explains how I got my name. I got my name about 15 years ago from my wife. Picked it for me, and so she picked it, and it's been a super special name. She would be here normally. She's up north at a concert right now with another daughter. So, which by the way, this Wednesday we will be just barely arriving in Pennsylvania for a large transgender conference there. So we do have the live on Wednesday night. I don't know 100% how that's going to work out. Hopefully there'll be a place that we can sneak away and do something there. It'd be fun. We'd just be getting in there and unpacking and loading and stuff. But we do intend to still be live on Wednesday right now. But just know if it doesn't work out or something's weird, just know that's where we are. In a hotel with no internet or some crazy thing.
Do you think gender appropriation is any different than cultural appropriation? I don't know what either of those are big words.
What I think is that we have young people coming out of the woodwork saying, I need to live differently than you expect me to live. And whether it's cultural or regardless of what it is, you can't talk them out of it, and they're gonna be themselves, and we got to figure out a way to support them in a way that's healthy and inclusive, and all the rights that we need are already in place. I already have the right to pick out my clothes in the morning. I don't need permission for anyone to say, go Kevin, you can pick that dress. No, I already have the right to dress myself just like you do. Although some of you who are wearing socks with sandals, you shouldn't probably have that right. It's a joke. Everyone should have the right. It's a joke.
That's just kidding.
But the bottom line is everybody should have the right to pick who they become. That's why we're here. If you don't get to pick who you are and you don't get to pick who you love, what else matters? What else in your life will you throw yourself at? Right? Life is about becoming everything you can be and loving loyally, whoever you love. And people that want to take that from you, they have another agenda for you, and I would be careful and suspicious of those people. But the reality is the culture we're in, it's not a culture, we're in a reality right now. We're in a condition. Transgender is not a mental illness, it's a mental condition. Illness implies that there's some cure for it. There's not a cure for it. It's a condition. It can only be dealt with. And you deal with that through hormones. And side effects could include dresses and wigs and shoes and balls and dances and lipstick and perfumes. And this is a really good perfume if you don't already have one. But, it's not an illness. It's a condition. And we got to figure out how to live with it. And stupid bills like Don't Say Gay bill that confuse and distort what's good for us. Not having sex education in elementary school is good for us. There's no reason to have any sex education in an elementary school for us. To have in the same bill that churches would have to be able to approve everything that gets taught in the schools. That's a ridiculous thing to ask of anybody. I don't want anybody's church governing what my children learn in school. I don't know your church. I don't have any reason to trust your church. So churches have no place in the education system, but somehow it's in there with,
Is this a voiceover?
Somehow it's in there with this education, sex, whatever, and then you throw on top, don't say gay, you can confuse it more, make people think we're talking about sex, and it was built to confuse you. It's all a disaster. I wouldn't vote on any of it. You're giving something up if you vote at all. Make them redo the bill so that it's easy to understand and it's easy for people to know what the real issue is, and it should stand on its own. You shouldn't get to bundle any other weird, thing in there. It should stand on its own.
Do you want to continue
after
I leave?
Well, we should probably wrap it up. But guys, please, if you want to follow us, you're sure welcome to follow us. You can check my link tree, in the bio for our other socials. yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you so much for being here.
We're hungry now.
Guys, a pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for joining me, girls. It's been great. It would have been
Love
tough
you.
by myself.
This
I-
is Meg.
Meg, thank you for being here with us and helping.
Sam, Alyssa.
It's been great. Guys, hope you have an amazing couple of days, and I will hopefully see you on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So I'm excited to tell you, how that goes. I'm anxious to see how it goes myself.
I'm going to watch your gender reveal right now. So love you. Bye.
All right.